Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm going to share with you guys my review and a tutorial using the Lorac Pro 3 palette. So I want to go through kind of the pros and cons of this palette first, and then I'll go into the tutorial. So the Lorac Pro 3, of course, is the third in their series of Pro palettes. So the first Lorac Pro looks like this. They all have a row of matte and a row of shimmer, if you didn't know. And this is a really popular one. It really does have a nice range of colors. And then the Lorac Pro 2 is a very interesting group of shadows. Again, a row of matte, row of shimmers. It definitely adds in some interesting splashes of colors like the purple, the blue, the green, things like that. And then the third one, the one that was the most out of all three to finally get my hands on, is a lot more warm tones. Again, a row of matte and a row of shimmer, as they always have. But these colors just really called to me. And I think the reason I loved it so much is because they had so many kind of medium colors, but a lot of different versions, a lot of different tones. So like they've got clay, which is a nice warm brown, but then they have cool taupe, which of course is cool. Then they've got terracotta, which is like a nice yellowy, almost camel color. And then, I mean, it's just such a nice range. Then they have these beautiful shimmers. So looking at the swatches, you can see how all of these are incredibly buttery, incredibly pigmented, and you'll see in the tutorial, they really blend really well. I mean, incredibly well. The only gripe I have about the formula is that there is insane fallout. So I made the mistake of doing my face makeup first today for the tutorial and then doing the eye makeup, and there was so much fallout. And usually I can just grab a fluffy brush and wash it away, but today it was really sticking. So I grabbed my beauty blender that had foundation still on it and concealer and just kind of used that to blend it in, and it's fine. So, you know, it is one thing to keep in mind, especially if you're using these darker colors, it definitely falls out and you want to really be aware of that, or be smarter than I am and do your eye makeup first, then do your face makeup. Easy way to fix that. But that is a big problem, and that is a big complaint a lot of people have about all of these Lorac Pro palettes. The next complaint I have is this medallion shade. This shade is nonsense. There's nothing there. Like, I've never in my life, when you compare that to, gosh, any of these, like here's Rose Bronze. These are so pigmented. You can already see a little bit of that extra powder. But that medallion shade is just kind of like nothing. It's the only one that has like actual like chunks of glitter in it, and so that's my only guess as to why the formula is so weird. But I know I'm not alone. A lot of you guys have told me the same thing about that shade. The only other gripe about this palette I have is that it gets dirty, all of them, so easily. Now I know that sounds silly, but for me it just bothers me. And you can even see on the first one it was the same. The second one I haven't used as much, so it's not really that dirty, but this one I've only had about 3 weeks and it's already, I mean, it's just a mess. I feel like it's just a mess. So I love, however, the pretty beige packaging. So it's kind of like, I just spit everywhere. Did you guys see that? It's kind of just like, I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, but you know, it is one of those things to keep in mind if you're, you know, kind of deciding between a couple palettes and you're really torn. That is one thing I've noticed. Now the price point on this is $44. Comparatively, like the Naked palettes are anywhere from like $50 to $54, kind of depending on where you get it. It seems to keep going up in price. So it is a little bit cheaper. And honestly, I feel like a lot of these, I'm getting more looks out of these than I do with my Naked palettes. Might be because these are newer to me and so I'm a little more excited about them, but I love the Naked palettes, but these are like $10 cheaper. And you usually will get like a primer with it. Their Lorac Behind the Scenes eye primer or something like that. It's a good primer. It's a very standard eyeshadow primer, but it does help avoid creasing, help kind of intensify the shadows just a little bit. So that's always nice to have that extra thing to come with it. So let's go ahead and get into the tutorial of me applying this look to my eyes today. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk and just put that all over as a primer. It also helps to intensify the shadows. Then I'm going to take the shade Canvas with a big fluffy brush and kind of set that primer all over the place from the brow to the lash line. Then I'm going to take Light Gold with a flatter brush and just pack that all over the lid. Next, I'm going to take Clay, which is that nice warm medium brown, and just work that into my crease all throughout. And then I'm taking a Naked brush to blend it. Then I'm going to take Amethyst and I'm going to put that with a smaller brush just in the outer corner, and then I'm also going to work it into my crease. And then I'm going to take a fluffy brush again with nothing on it, just to blend out the edges. Fallout City. Then I'm going to take jet black, very scary, very intimidating, and again I'm going to put that on my outer corner, but I'm not going to work this into the crease until I start blending. There's so much fallout with these shadows, so I'm now just blending with a little bit denser of a brush, kind of into the crease. Then I'm going to take terracotta, and with the fluffy brush I'm just blending all of it together and kind of warming up this look. Then I'm going to take blanc, and with a smaller brush I'm just putting that under my brow bone, and I did blend that in, I just forgot to show it. Then I'm taking light gold and I'm spraying it, and I'm putting that just on my lid on the inner part into the center of it. And then I'm just gonna kind of blend that into the look so it looks a little more seamless. Then I'm taking jet black again with a more detailed brush. I'm just getting my lower lash line just to deepen that up. I'm gonna put mascara down there, but just to kind of deepen that area. Starting at the outer corner, working my way in. And then I'm gonna take light gold on a very detailed brush, spray it. I'm using the Milani setting spray. You could use MAC Fix Plus or anything with glycerin. Put that on the inner corner, and now I'm just quickly using a pencil liner and then a liquid liner on top. And then I also put on fake lashes for this look afterwards, and here is the final look. You can see that lash glue. Girl, I see that lash glue. So hopefully this video was helpful for you as you're looking at palettes, thinking about what's worth buying, what's not. Like I've said in many videos, if you look at the palette and you think to yourself, you know, I really don't like that many of those colors, then it's not worth buying because you're not going to use it. But like for me, when I looked at this palette, I was like, oh my gosh, like every single shade in there I would use, and every single shade other than that crummy one I do use. Now looking back, looking at the Lorac Pro 2, this one I kind of looked at and thought to myself, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to use that many shades. And guess what? There are still some that are completely untouched. So now I will say the shimmery shades I love, and I use like crazy. And I love light brown and nectar, but like the navy one, the charcoal one, cool gray, I never ever touch. So it's always something to keep in mind when you're deciding on palettes, to not get just swept away by the hype of it or because it looks pretty. If you individually look at each shadow and you think, I'm only going to use 5 of those shadows, then it's not worth your money. There are other palettes out there that are really going to get your attention and really be useful to you. So as I said, I hope this video was helpful. I hope you'll subscribe if you enjoy these kinds of videos. And if you have any suggestions of videos you'd like me to film, please let me know below. Other than that, I'll catch you on my social media in the meantime, where I like to share different makeup goodies throughout the day. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.